Hey everybody, welcome to the SMP Live Thursday show. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. Hey, how's everybody getting ready for Christmas? Is everybody getting ready? Kyle, Andrew, are y'all getting ready for Christmas?
Oh, I bought all my presents. Wrapping's gonna get done like a day. So.
Is everybody finished with their shopping? Are y'all done and ready? Said, who is that? Paula Becker from Indiana. Yeah, it's sunny in Indiana. That's good. Well, we're sunny here in Southern California. It is awesome weather out here. So I hope that y'all are having good weather wherever you're at. But yeah, I think everybody hopefully is ready for Christmas. We've been in our mad dash rush at SMP with all the Christmas rush. And I know that I hope everybody survived Countdown to Christmas and Cyber Monday. Because we didn't have a show last Thursday. But, we had to recover from all the Christmas shows and everything that we did. But we hope that y'all got some of the great deals that we have on. And we still have a ton of specials. Now, some of those specials on our website ended. And then some more are going to end on the 31st, Kyle, right?
Yes.
So we still have a lot of specials going on for Christmas. So hopefully y'all will take advantage of that. And on today's show, we got a great special on a Viking Topaz 50 sewing and embroidery machine. And we got Mickey Hudson is going to be on today from Viking. She's going to do a demonstration for us, so we're super excited about that. And but we'll go into that detail a little bit. But right now, I want to remind y'all about some dates we got going on. Now, the first thing we got going on in 2025, it's going to be on January the 8th, and it is the Artspira basically workshop. And this is going to be with Sarah Vetzer from Brother. Now, Sarah is one of the top educators with Brother. And if y'all haven't seen this advertised yet, if you go to our website at the very top of the page, up at where it says event and classes, you can click it there and it'll take you to a landing page with all the events. You'll see that Artspira advertisement. Click on that. That'll take you to the sign up page. It's only $49.99. So all you Brother sewers out there, if you've got a Brother sewing machine that has Wi-Fi on it, you can use the Artspira app. And not only is it just limited to sewing and embroidery machines, you can also use it with all the 2 new printers that Brother has, the fabric printer, that print Moda, and then the sublimation printer. And it works with the Wi-Fi scan and cuts. So you can actually wirelessly pull designs right from the phone app into your machines. And what that phone app is, it's basically a canvas for you to sit and design anything you want to do. Get the artwork ready, and then just transfer it wirelessly right to your machines. And a lot of people don't know about this app. It is a very powerful app. It's absolutely free to download it. Now, they do have a subscription fee if you want to get designs and things, but you can use the app free. And this event is January the 8th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. Pacific time to 1 p.m. Pacific time. It's only $49.99. You're going to get Sarah for all that 4 hours. And she's going to do a deep dive into Artspira and opening up the power of that app for you. So I would highly recommend if you have Brother wireless capabilities on your machine to take this class. I think it's going to be very inspiring and it's going to be very educational. So, and who better to teach it than Sarah Vetzer? So that'll be January 8th. So hopefully y'all will sign up for that. Also, want to plug where we're going to be January the 21st through the 25th. We're going to be at the Road to California Quilt Show. And if y'all have never been to this quilt show, it's one of the top shows in the country. It's a really nice show. A lot of great quilts to be on display, plus a lot of vendors there with products. We're going to be there in full force. We're going to have 7 different booths at the Road to California. This year, I've been kidding everybody, telling them we got a city block, and we pretty much almost have a city block. But we're going to have a lot of great products there, and we're going to have some celebrities in our booths that you'll need to come and check out. We have got some really good people coming. I mean, we have Kelly McKenzie and Christina Dolliner from Janome. They're going to be in our Janome Long Arm booth. We're going to have Sarah Thomas in our Serendipity booth. We got Belle Bruner and Becky Thompson and Aubrey Hartman and John Hawks are going to be in our King Quilter booth. And we have Carly Bell going to be there. She's going to be in our Happy booth, Happy Embroidery booth. We got Harley Thomas and Valerie Tribble going to be there. They're going to be in the Aero Cabinets booth. I'm going to be there. I'm not so celebrity, but I'm going to be there. So you can come by and say hi to me. And so we may even have some more surprises coming in. So it's going to be a great time. Looking forward to it. And naturally, some of the SMP staff will be there working as well. So we invite y'all. If you're in Southern California, this is a must-see event. If this would even be worth flying into. There's a lot of hotels and restaurants right around the Ontario, California Convention Center, and there's an airport. Like you can fly into Ontario, California. It's 2 miles from the convention center, and basically once you get there, if you can get a hotel close by, you can walk everywhere. So great time. That'll be January 21st through the 25th. Something else that we've got coming up is on January the 9th. On our regular Thursday show, like today, we are going to be doing a it's basically Happy Embroidery and Durkee Hoops showcase. We got Carly Bell going to be on here, and we have Dawn Chase going to be with Durkee's going to be on here. So basically, it's a 2-hour showcase that we're going to have on our January 9th show. We're going to spend an hour with Carly Bell going through all the Happy Embroidery features and things to show you all that new multi-needles machines we've got. And then Dawn's going to be on to kind of go through all the Durkee hoops and the different combinations you can do, plus show you a new new hoop. So make sure y'all tune in for that. That's going to be January 9th, or Thursday show. Now, next Thursday, we won't have a show, right, Kyle? Yeah, next Thursday, we won't have a show here. But guess what? Next Tuesday, that's Christmas Eve, next Tuesday. And Jane Klaus is going to be here for the Takeover Tuesday. And you don't want to miss that show. She's going to have some really cool things that she's going to be doing with Crafting World. But I want to remind you all about the Tuesday show. We brought our Takeover Tuesday show back. And this year, we've started the end of the year, and we're going to go into next year. We got 4 of the best in the business that host the show, and they basically alternate. Every Tuesday, you're going to see one of these 4 ladies. From your left to right, you got Jane Klaus, you have Becky Thompson, you have Carly Bell, and you have Joanne Banco. So I hope y'all caught Joanne's show yesterday, or this past Tuesday. But she was on. But all 4 of these ladies are just so talented, and we sure welcome y'all to make sure you come in and tune in every Tuesday. So it's such a great show. But anyway, Jane's doing the Christmas Eve show, so we're looking forward to that. And I think that's got us caught up, Kyle. So we do, naturally, we're already working on a lot of other shows and things, and we'll let y'all inform you all that. But you can keep up with us by signing up for our text messages or signing up for our email blast that we send out every week. You can just go to SewingMachinesPlus.com and scroll down at the very bottom of the page. And there's a link there. It says sign up for the newsletter, and you can get all that information. Where can they sign up for the text message at, Kyle?
Go to our website on your mobile device.
Okay.
It'll pop right up for you.
Yep. So if you go to our website from your smartphone, you can there'll be a pop-up that says sign up for text messaging. I would encourage that. I do that. And I like to see all the alerts and stuff that come up with that. It makes it a lot easier.
Tell us what you want to see this next year. Any new shows, any new content? What do you guys want?
Yeah.
Tell us everything.
Did y'all hear Kyle? They hear you, Kyle? Y'all put in the comment if you heard Kyle. You have a microphone over there?
No.
Oh, they probably didn't hear him. All right, I'll tell you what Kyle said. So Kyle said, make sure, tell us what y'all want to see for 2025. If you want new content, what you would like to see, some new education, whatever you would like to see for 2025, put it in the comments and let us know if there's any ideas that you have. We're always welcome to your ideas to come up with new things. So make sure y'all put them in there, and we'll make sure that we read them. How's that? All right, so let's talk a little bit about today's machine. Now, today's machine is from Viking. It is the Topaz 50. Now, this is a sewing and embroidery machine, and this machine is so fantastic, and I'm so happy that we're going to be showing this machine to you today. And if you're in the market for a new sewing and embroidery combination machine. Man, I tell you what, this is a great machine. And we got a great special on it today with a bundle as well. So you can, we'll talk a little bit about that. But oh, Andrew's popped up right there. So you see it right now. So the price on this machine, our normal price that we sell it for is $33.49. We do have that free $300 gift card with purchase, and you get that free $200 Topaz bundle. You can see it right there on the screen. Now, we do have a call-in special on this machine today for the show. So if you are interested in this machine, after you see Mickey do this demonstration, you're going to be blown away. Give us a call. They can get you fixed up on this with the special. There is some financing available, and naturally, we're going to ship this machine nationwide, absolutely free, right to your doorstep. So again, make sure that y'all check this out. This is such a good machine. But speaking of Mickey, now Mickey, do we have her picture? Oh, there it is. No, that's. Can they see her picture? No. Oh, we don't have the thumbnail for her. Okay. Well, we'll get to see her here in a minute. Y'all will. Y'all just have to wait. Now, you know, Mickey, she's just a perfect example of a natural teacher. She, with her enthusiasm and her, passion for sewing, she makes her such a good instructor, such a good teacher. She's been in the business for about 20 years. She actually, worked even in a dealership, and now she's a national educator for Viking. So y'all, should I do it? Every time, her name's Mickey Hudson. So every time I hear her name, y'all remember this? How many of y'all, when you say Mickey, you automatically think of that song? Put it in the chat right now. Mickey, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming today.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
How many times have somebody told you about that song growing up?
Oh, I had just outgrown the Mickey Mouse Club song, and I was like, thank goodness. And then that hit, and I was like, okay, I'm never living that.
Well, hey, this is better than the Mickey Mouse song, I think.
It is. I've just learned to embrace it. I stopped fighting it years ago.
There you go. Well, it's things that make you stand out, and that's one of the things that makes you stand out is your name. And this is your first time on one of our shows, so welcome to the SMP Nation. They're all excited that you're here, and I know that we are. And I know this machine you're going to talk about today is just a great machine all around and it's packed full of the technology for actually a great price. I mean, it really is a good price on this. I don't know if I hear you. Do I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. I didn't hear you. Well, anyway, Mickey, we're going to let you get going and demonstrate it, and then I'll come back at the end. We'll tell them again how they can get it, and we'll ask. And if y'all got any questions about this machine, let's hold them till the end. We'll do a little Q&A with Mickey if you got any questions, and hopefully we can get them to her and she can answer them for you. So, all right, Mickey, we'll see you back here in a little bit.
All right. Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Mickey Hudson, and I'm a Husqvarna Viking educator. I do get to travel all over the country, but this is my first time being here, so I'm very excited. We are going to talk about today's Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50. And this is a fabulous little machine because you get a lot of the bells and whistles of the higher ends without the price. So if you're looking to get into embroidery and want some of those extra features, this is a great little machine for that. I'm going to start with the sewing side, and then I'm going to work my way to embroidery. So if you have questions, jot them down. I will try and answer them at the end. And he did say that I had been sewing and teaching for 20 years. And I really would like to stick to that because it makes me sound younger, but it's been a lot longer than that. But let's just dive right in. So the Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50 is, like I said, just a great little machine. It is a sewing and embroidery machine. So we're going to start over with the sewing side of things. I have my multiple cameras, so you get good views of everything as we go along. I'm going to come over and we're going to look at the screen first. So let me just switch on over for you. And that is not a good screen. This is going to be sad. All right, so that is a good screen. We're going to move this over a bit. Excuse me while I have some technical difficulties. All right. So this is the screen here. And as you'll see, the Designer Topaz 50 has the exclusive sensor system. It has the exclusive JoyOS advisor too, the sewing system and the exclusive advisor. And we're going to talk about all that stuff. So we have this little screen. One of the nice things that we have is this wonderful screen. It is a fully color interactive screen. Right now, it's asleep. Just like your smartphone or your tablet, when it's inactive, it goes to sleep. But all you have to do is just touch it to wake it right up. It does come with a little stylus that you can use and a little stylus holder. This is one of those little things that just makes me, it tickles me when they put these little thoughtful things in here for us. But this is the screen. This is the control center of your sewing. So right here we have information, we have our stitches, and then we have more options along the side here. So first of all, let's talk about selecting stitches. So right now we are in the quilt stitches because that's what I was playing with earlier. But there's this little caret here. So if we just touch the little caret, if you can see, there's this little triangle in the corner. Whenever you see that little triangle, it means there's more options, there's more. So it's kind of giving you a hint to touch and hold. Oh, hello. Touch and hold. So what I did was I went to my more options to open because it's letting me know that there are more options. There are quite a few different menus, as you can see. There is the quilt menu, which I'm currently on. And there are 3 menus to the quilt menu. So if I select the D, I touch it again, and I touch it again, there are more options. So my A menu is my utility stitches. I have decorative stitches, satin stitches, specialty stitches, etc. There are, I wrote it down, 800, nope, there are, excuse me, it's 800 stitches per minute. There are 261 stitches built in. 261 stitches built in. There are just a plethora of stitches. When it comes to embroidery, I'll talk about that, how many designs, but it does stitch at 800 stitches per minute. That's where the 800 came from. And then if I select a stitch, one of the nice things, one of the bells and whistles that I was talking about was the sewing advisor. Husqvarna Viking has the exclusive sewing advisor. And what is so awesome about this is if you go to this information screen, it will recommend a needle, whether or not you need stabilizer. It will recommend a foot for you. And you can make changes right here. So I can change my tension. I can do this stitch in free motion if I chose to. I can use this stitch as a taper stitch. What the taper stitch will do is it will allow me to taper the corner. So if I wanted to make a box, instead of having my stitches overlap, my stitches will create kind of a taper. Okay, my mind just went blank for a minute. I'm going to go back to my stitches, but this is just a wonderful, wonderful little machine. But one of the things is I am going to talk a little bit about the stitches and the sewing advisor, but for the most part, everybody wants to know about the embroidery. So that's really where I'm going to stick to. But if I have a stitch, I can also have controls off to the side, and you'll see all these controls down at the bottom as well. So over here, you will see these little icons here are my mirror side to side and top to bottom. So if I had let me go over to my decoratives, because these give me a little more options. All right, this one would be a good one. So if I mirror side to side, you see how he can flip, but I can also mirror end to end. So I can have a lot of control about how I want to stitch these designs. I also have down here, there's Alt. This will give us some more. That's in the embroidery. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I get excited. You know, he told you at the beginning that I'm a very excitable teacher, and this is part of it. I get very excited. I want to show you everything all at once, and it muddles me sometimes. But I'm going to come down here to Program. And if I come into Program, I can select any of my decorative stitches to play with. And I'm going to Program. And I'm going to select my stitches or select my fonts. Let me just type in the Topaz. So there's the T. I'm going to go to lowercase o, P, A, Z. Let me put in a space, and I'll type in 50. And I want to go to my stitches, and I want to find a heart. That's not a heart. Oh, I'm making myself embarrassed. Topaz 50. And I can program in a stop. I can program in a stop. Now, how I did that, because you saw my hand disappear, is I came over to my function buttons over to the side here. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but the function buttons are on the actual body of the machine off to the side. And then we have the sewing advisor here. I can tell it what kind of fabric I'm working with. I can tell it what kind of stitch that I want to do. And as you'll see, if I change my fabric type, it will change my recommendations. It'll change my tension. It'll change my stitch length. So we have woven, light, medium, and heavy. And we have knits, light, medium, and heavy. We even have leather. One of the nice things about this is when I was first learning how to really start sewing well, I had a little Topaz, or not a Topaz, I had a little Husqvarna Viking with the sewing advisor. And I really used this as a reference to kind of help myself learn about what tensions go where and how to fiddle with tensions and how to change stitches, because I used this as a nice little reference of when things were being changed, I could see and pay attention. And it was extremely helpful in my early days. All right. Over here, let me go back to sewing. So over here, we have these two little icons as well. This is my sewing icon, and it is just with the sewing machine. And if you see this little icon here, whoops. So if you see this little icon here, he's a little bit longer, and that is showing the embroidery unit attached. All right. But what I want to do is I'm going to just do a medium. I'm going to do a buttonhole because I am not going to do a whole lot of stitching. I'm going to play more in the embroidery side, as I said. But there are a couple of features that I really, really want to show you on the Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50. And one of them is the buttonhole, because the Designer Topaz 50 creates perfectly balanced buttonholes. And what that means is it's going to stitch up one side and then come back down and then stitch up and come back down, so that it is just so beautiful. But let me show you how that works. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my camera view so that you can get in here. All right. And let me go to my buttonhole. And I have my handy dandy gorgeous fabric so that you can see. And one of the things that I want you to see here is the accessory tray. I'm going to go ahead and take it off so that you can see it. But the accessory tray is very handy. It's right. It's better if you have it attached. But it has all of your feet, your bobbins. There's a little extra storage underneath for all your goodies. And I'm going to pull out the sensor system buttonhole. I'm working around these cameras. That makes me clumsy. And having that one camera go goofy on me just threw me a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this. This is one thing that I absolutely love about the Husqvarna Vikings is the feet, how easy they just snap on and off. So you just put it on, snaps off on a little bit. And then there is a little recess back here that this will plug into. So you see me feeling for it, and I'm just going to go ahead and plug that right in. Excuse me while I make sure that I am plugged in. There we go. All right. And I do try to keep you guys from going dizzy. So there's a lot of flashing back to me if I have to move things because I don't want to make you dizzy. So normally you would mark your buttonhole. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down here and get this into a position. And it has these wonderful little guides here that you can see so that you can position the edge of your fabric as far as or as near as you want for whatever buttonhole that you are working on. And then over here, we have, this is part of the exclusive or the sensor part, is there's this little white mark here. And if I were to bring my foot up a bit, on the wheel here, there is also a white mark. So I'm going to roll this so that my white mark is lined up. And when I have that all set up, I can come over. I'm going to change my position a little bit so that you can see this in action. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just to use my start stop function button. So these are the function buttons that I mentioned earlier, and I will get in here and so you can see these. But I'm going to go ahead and touch my start stop function button. But what this does is this makes perfectly balanced buttonholes. Let me do it again. One of the things, I don't know if you saw me fiddling. So when you, I don't know if you saw me fiddling, but I have a cabinet for my sewing machine. And I have a sink down so I can sink the machine and be on a flat surface. And what I did was I did not set it so it was stable. And so I started fiddling, and that's what you were seeing here. That's what you were seeing here was when I let go and I started fiddling. But look at how beautiful these buttonholes are. Just look at that. All right. Now let me zoom in again so we can talk about the function buttons. Whoops, and let me zoom back out. Because the function buttons are fantastic. So let me come along and show you here. I'm going to unplug my sensor foot. I'm going to select a straight stitch. I'm going to select a straight stitch. And what we have here is the speed control. So if I want to, so I can turn up my speed or turn down my speed. Okay. I have the scissor function. Hold on to your stomachs. I'm going to move a bit. We have the scissor function so that I can touch my scissors and it will cut and it will bring everything to the back. Nice and clean so that everything is nice and clean. Right? We also have, I'm going to put on a regular sewing foot real quick. So we have the speed, we have the cut function. If I want to select the stop, there's the stop, fix, and cut. We've already cut once, but let me show you what else the cut function will do. Let me change my position. You're in a terrible spot there. All right. That's better. All right. So what we're going to do is if I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use my gas pedal and start. But if I come up here and touch stop, it's going to finish out the stitch and then stop. And then I can cut and it will pull my thread to the back. If I were to start this again, and while I'm going, if I touch my cut function while I'm in motion, it will finish the stitch, tie a knot, cut, and lift up my foot. I call it my magic function button. So it does the same thing. It just does more. And then the fix button here will just stop and make a knot wherever I am. So let me move back up here. So the function buttons are fantastic for controlling whatever you're trying to do. So whether you're quilting or free motioning, or if you are doing decorative stitches, it's very easy to control what is happening. And then the start stop function button will just, of course, just start sewing. Right? Right here, we have foot up and foot down. So I have foot up, I have foot down. And if I touch foot down again, I get a little pivot so that if I need to make adjustments, I want to get this right on my, I didn't cut it, I just sewed. If I want to position myself, so if I want to just come over here and I want to be on that mark there, I can come and just micro adjust and fiddle all I want to. All right. This is my reverse button. So when I have my reverse button on, I can sew and I can, oh, I'm still in a decorative stitch, excuse me. So I can just go ahead and sew. And if I touch the reverse, it will reverse as long as I hold on to it. If my foot is off the gas and I'm not going and I touch reverse, now it's just going to sew backwards. Now I have to tell you, when I first saw that little feature, I just couldn't figure out why anybody would use it. But once I got more into quilting and stuff like that, it turns out I use it quite a bit now, the auto reverse. All right. And then, of course, we have my personal favorite. This is the needle up and down. So I can either, when I stop, my needle will either stop in the upright position, or I can have it select it to stop in the down position, which this is my most important tool. If it has nothing else, it has to have the needle down. So I know that this part was a little dry because sewing, it's a fantastic machine with all of the exclusives. Let me talk about the exclusive sensor system real quick. I mean, the exclusive, the exclusive sensor system. So I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me zoom it. Let me get in onto the side here a little bit. But I want you to watch this as I'm sewing along, because you will see that the foot kind of takes a little bouncy. My foot takes a little bouncy thing. It takes little bouncy steps as it's going along. And that is because it is feeling the fabric. So when I all of a sudden go from one layer to a thicker layer, it's making all these little adjustments up in the machine itself. It's adjusting the tension, stitch length, and all of that good stuff. So that when all is said and done, you end up with perfectly even stitches that come all the way across. Let me come and do that over here so the other stitches are not so in the way. But if you're not ooh-ahing and wowing right now, I want to hear a big ooh-ah wow, because this is amazing. So I hit this, I touched the scissors this time, so it made a little knot, and then it tied off, and it pulls this to the back. So you see, look at how even that is, even though I went into thicker fabric. Ooh, ah, wow. All right, so we talked about the screen. We talked about the buttonhole, the function buttons, etc. But now let's dive into the embroidery, because that is everybody's favorite part. And if there are questions, at the end, I will come back to the sewing side, because I know I did fumble a little bit because this camera got crazy. But I want us to talk about the embroidery. So one of the things about the embroidery is, if you take a look, this has its little accessory tray on. When I take off the accessory tray, I have my free arm, which is fantastic for doing sleeves and collars and hems and pocketbooks and all kinds of fun stuff. Here on the front, I can lower my feed dogs just with a flip of the switch. When I turn them back on, they will automatically pop back up. Another thing that I love about Husqvarna Viking is they give us this ruler here, which is just fantastic. And right here is a buttonhole guide too, so you can tell it what size buttonhole you're working with and all of that good stuff. So everything comes out really, really nice and even. All right, the embroidery unit will slide on like so. So this is the embroidery unit. Let me change my view right quick. So this is the embroidery unit. It is not gigantic, but it gives us a huge embroidery field. So it is amazing, because even though it's small, it's impactful, which is great. So let me show you. This will just slide into position here, and we'll just slide it on over and click it all into place. Now, when I come back over to my sewing screen side of things, here I want to tell it that I'm going to go to embroidery. And when I touch on embroidery, it needs to calibrate. What that means is we've added a part onto our main machine. So it needs to turn these two pieces into one unit. And that is what the calibration is going to do. So once this is done, it acts as a whole unit. And this is where it gets really fun. So this interactive color touch screen becomes so helpful in the embroidery, because we want to see our designs, we want to see where things are and all that kind of good stuff. There are two hoops that come with the Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50. And like I said, you get a lot of space. But this hoop is 360 millimeters tall and 200 millimeters wide. So this is like 8 by 14. So this is a really nice big hoop, considering the size. So like I said, you get a lot of the bells and whistles of the big boys in this little happy little machine. The other hoop that it comes with is the 120 by 120. And that's a little just shy under 5 inches by 5 inches. So it is really a great starting base. And then all of the accessory hoops, with the few exceptions out on the market, will work as well. Like this, you could do this on this machine. This is all embroidery. Now, this is the whole cloth quilt, and it is made up of little individual quilt designs. So I just rehooped and rehooped and rehooped. The metal hoops that you can purchase for this all fit. So the metal hoop, you just lay the fabric down and you magnet it down, and it's very easy to do stuff like this with this little guy. It is just amazing. All right, so let's talk more about the screen here. Whoop, I did not want to do that yet because I did not want you guys to be busy. All right, so on the screen here, again, here's my little guy. We have this screen. We also have the controls on the side as well. So in here, this is where I can select my hoop sizes. So look at all of the hoops that are available. So the 360 by 200 comes with it, and the 150 or 120 by 120 comes with it. But look at all of the extra hoops that are available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select the 360 by 200. And if I come over here, I can click on or touch on my extras. I have designs, I have fonts, I have my save files, and this is my settings. Settings can be found in sewing as well as embroidery. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to touch my embroidery files. Now we have 159 designs built in, and we have 2 embroidery fonts. So there are 2 embroidery fonts to choose from, and they come in 3 different sizes for each. And they're just wonderful. But let me come back over to my embroidery. Now, if you noticed on my little, the little 120 by 120 hoop, I had a design stitched out. These little guys, as you can see, I can scroll through all of my designs, and I see everything in a thumbnail format, which means I can actually see the image. But there are quite a few designs that will come with. But if you notice, this was the design that I did here. So I brought out this little guy because now I want to select this number 27, which is this little teeny thing. So I'm going to go back and change my hoop to 120 by 120. And now it's my design. It drops right in the center of the design. And if you take a look at this, this is not in the center of the hoop, because there is a feature on here that I definitely wanted you guys to see. This is really amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I've got the design ready. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to go. And it wants me to attach the hoop. So this hoop is attached like so. Let me put my stylus away. And this will just slide right into the embroidery arm, and it'll just slide in, and you're just going to push it forward until it clicks. Once it clicks into place, it is happy as can be. I am going to take off my sewing foot, and I am going to attach my embroidery foot. So the embroidery foot that comes with is the floating embroidery foot, which is one of their easy snap-ons. Just snap. Let me get my hand out of the way while I do that. So let me get this into position. But it's just going to snap right on. Once you get into position, it just snaps right on. It's very, very easy. Now, as you can see, my design is off up into the corner here. And my embroidery that I just loaded is in the center. I want to put that embroidery right in the center of my little flower there. So what I can do, and this is one of the bells and whistles that I was mentioning that come with some of the bigger boys. It's one of those features that I can't live without because I am a terrible hooper. I am always, and I've always been, when I hoop, I'm always cattywampus. Or if you're going to do ready-made or anything like that, it's very hard to hoop around those seams. So having this feature is awesome. So let me come back over here, and I have attached the hoop. You guys are a little crooked, so let me see if I can straighten you out. So I've attached the hoop. And now, as you can see, our design is in the center of the hoop. So what I want to do, let me see if I can move this so I can show it a little bit better. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to come down here and I am going to select the exact positioning. So this is design positioning, exact positioning. But what it's going to do is it's going to select a cursor mark on the design. And I can move this cursor mark anywhere on the design that I want it to be. Wherever I want to have this look at this design, that's what I'm going to do. And then down here, I can say I want it to look at the top left or the bottom right or the center. I'm just going to have it go into the center. And then here, I can move this design and put it exactly where I want to go. So that is what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get it close to where I want it to be. And then I can use my little arrows here on the side and fine tune it to exactly where I want it to be. Now I'm at an angle, so I cannot tell if I'm in the center. You guys can probably see better than I can. Let me see. Nope. I'm going to go up some more. But it's amazing because I can end a design on a stitch and I can put the next design right on the previous stitch. So for those of you that like edge-to-edge quilting or anything like that where you can combining your quilting and do your quilting with embroidery, it's fantastic because you can get it exactly where you want it to be. And I'm going to get my head in there because I want to make sure that I'm as exact as I can be. And I'm going to come over a little bit. All right. All right. I think I'm as good as I can get under the circumstances. So I'm going to go ahead and show you too how to thread this as well. So I'm going to come up here. Move out a bit. Now everybody knows that when you remove thread from your sewing machine, you grab the thread and you just yank back. And if you said yes, let me shake my shame finger at you. You should always cut your thread at the top and pull your thread through the needle. This is going to save on internal dustings and all of that other stuff. So you're going to have less cleaning to do. So we'll pop this in. I'm going to change this to a nice teal color. I'm going to go ahead and drop this on. And I'm going to put my spool cap back on. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch this out real quick, just so you guys can see. It does have a needle threader. And let's see if I can show you the needle threader. So what it does is if I come down and I pull this little guy down, there's a little hook here at the top. Can you see this little hook right here? So I want to get under that hook, and it doesn't matter how I do it, but I usually get under the hook, and then I'm going to pull this all the way straight down. Get my foot out of the way. I'm going to get under the hook, and I'm going to pull this all the way straight down and let it come forward. Now, I don't know if you can see here, but there's these two little what I call fingers that are right here and here. So when we pull this around to the front, we're going to come in between those two little fingers. So I'm going to drag along the bottom and just come up. Now this next step is where most of us mess up when we're first using this needle threader, because we're holding things too tight. Once I get this going, I just need to relax everything. And what'll happen is we end up with a little loop in the back. Now I know when I first got exposed to this needle threader, I would get so excited that I would just go, yahoo, I got it. And I would pull it right back out. So get into the hook, come down. We're going to run up the bottom finger, up, relax, and we get our little hoop. So I literally let go of everything when I let go of the needle threader. And that's where we get this. Oh, my thread was long. All right. And that's how that needle threader works. And I'm just going to go ahead and touch start, stop. Before I do that, however, got ahead of myself again, which I love to do. Is I'm going to tell it, once I've moved it, I can tell it, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. So I have to tell it that I'm done moving it. And then I can stitch it out. So I'm just going to come and touch start, stop. Stitch it out. One of the things too that it has the automatic trim. So it automatically trimmed my thread out of the way. Some of the other things that you will see is it's letting me know in color what my color selections are. I'm not going to stitch the whole thing out. You guys, I think, are getting the idea. But I can change. Let me untie my tongue. What I have here are my hoop controls. So we've already played with the design placement or exact placement. This is my hoop positions. So I can be in current position. I can, if I'm doing applique, for instance, and I want to trim around the fabric, I can come down here and touch the trim position, and it will pull the hoop down so that I can trim everything away. I can go back to current position, and it'll take it right back to its spot. Park position will move that embroidery arm out of the way. I can change for the bobbin. All of the hoop positions that I need for my day-to-day use will be there. Okay. And let me come back over here. In my colors, I can change to a monochrome. So if I wanted to stitch everything the same, I can also baste around the design, either before or after. I can always baste around the design. So I'm going to turn that off. And then it gives me my stitch count here. So I can forward and backward stitches all I want. Cool. Huh? This little big back arrow will allow me to return to an embroidery. Now what it's going to do, and what it said was, it's going to undo all of that positioning that I did. So are you sure? I'm sure. All right, so let me pop this out so you guys can see. So when it comes to taking the embroidery, the hoop off, you're just going to go ahead and give this guy a little push. A little button is a push, and then just pull this towards you. And this will come right out. It does have automatic trim, but because I didn't let the embroidery finish, it didn't trim. So I'm going to trim it. All right. Now, I love this because I was working at an angle doing that design positioning, and I did get in a little bit, but being on camera is not where I do my best work. So I want to show you though how well this came out. I'm so impressed. So here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Went right in the center. So that design positioning is fantastic. It is so, so helpful. So what did you guys think of that? I know I don't get any feedback. So I want to go back to the screen a bit because I want to show you a little bit more. I'm going to delete this. So, oh, you can't see me. You don't want to see me. You want to see the machine. So here I've got the design. Over here I have a trash can, so I can delete that. And I can bring in another design. I just want to bring in something that has a little bit of color. So if I go ahead and go, it wants me to attach this hoop again. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it because I want to show you the colors, because this is something that is really, really nice in here. Is I have my color here. My first color is black, but if I touch on that, I can see all of my color choices. So I always know where I am because it will highlight what color I'm on so that I know what the next color is and the next color is. Let's take you off. All righty. Delete. So I come over here to the trash can and I can delete. So I don't know if we have any questions. I do want to talk one more thing is there is this owner's manual. So you do get, oh, I know, I do want to talk about something else. You do get this wonderful owner's manual, and everything on the owner's manual is very color coordinated, very clear, very easy to follow. There's lots and lots of information. You also get the Designer Topaz 50 Design Sampler Book. So this will have all of the designs that are built in, including color choices, etc. So really good information right there. But one thing I did want to show you is I often get asked, great, I have the embroidery machine. Now, how do I get my designs onto the machine? So with the Designer Topaz 50, this is a USB transfer. So you will be using the USB stick. And it does come with a USB stick for you. So it is quite handy. So it does come with a USB stick for you. So let me just pop this in real quick. And I'm going to change my camera so that you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is normally I would be on my computer where I have a design, and I would then save it to my USB stick, right? But since I'm in front of the Designer Topaz 50, I'm going to go ahead and show you here. So I have the ability to save. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this. There's this little folder here with an arrow pointing into it, and that is where it's going to save to. And I'm going to go ahead and just save over it. It's going to replace, yes. All right. So, oh, I don't want to save it there. I want to, let me back up. Let me back up because I'm doing really well at confusing everybody. So I want to save it. If I go to where it says My Files, that is built in here. So I can save it and it'll stay on my Designer Topaz 50. But there's a little plus sign here. There's a little plus sign, which means there's more. I can choose the USB stick and I will save it there. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And delete. Now, what'll happen is, like I said, you'll be on your computer and you will take your designs and save them to your USB stick. When you plug a USB stick into your computer, if you're on Windows, you're going to go to your file manager. And if you're on Mac, you're going to go to your Finder. But it will show you on your list the USB stick that is plugged in. So you'll just save your designs to your USB stick. And then once you have it on your USB stick, you will come over, and on the side here, there is a USB port. So I'm just going to go ahead and tuck that into the USB port. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here into our selection. We'll come down to our file manager, which is this folder here. Remember, this one with the arrow pointing to it is to save. So we're saving. But this is where the storage is. So if I touch this, I get my files. So this is where, if it was built in. But if I come over here to the USB stick, it's now showing me what's on the stick. So I can come here, and if I touch it and hold it, it's going to load. Yeah, it will. I got excited. There we go. So if you touch it and hold it, it will load. And then from here, I can do whatever I want to it. All right. So do we have any questions or anything else going on? I know I fell on my face a little bit at the beginning, and I do apologize for that. I had to do some rethinking when that camera didn't work, so my brain was in a couple of different places. So if there's anything
good job, Mickey,
or anything like that, I'm happy to. But
has anybody got any questions out there? If y'all do have a question for Mickey, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. And it says, one of them we've got says, how large can the embroidery design be scaled up and down?
That is a good question. I didn't touch on that, but you can scale your embroidery designs. Now, there is a difference between scale and resize. Now, resize, you will want to use your software, but we can scale on the Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50. Now, when it comes to scaling, it is not going to redesign the stitches. So it limits you to 20%. So you can scale up or down 20%. And for those of you that may not be familiar, when I talk about it redigitizing the design, if I have a design that is a 1-inch design and it has 100 stitches in it, if I try to change that to make it into a 4-inch design, still only has 100 stitches in it. So it's not going to look good. And one of the things, a little story, when I first was introduced to embroidery, years ago, I found a way to override that. So I scaled it, I saved it, I scaled it, I saved it, I scaled it, I saved it, stitched it out. It was awful. So there's a reason that they limit you to 20%. So, okay, next question. But that was a good question.
Mickey, also, does that recalculate the stitch density when you do the scaling?
No, it does not. That's why they limit you to 20%.
To 20%. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Next question, it says, can you input patterns for different from a different USB stick?
Yes. So you can use any USB stick, but there is a limit to the size on this particular machine. So you want a 1 or 2 gigabyte. And I know a lot of people have been saying they've been hard to find, but I buy mine by the 10 pack, and the USB sticks have come so much down in price that a 10 pack costs as much as a 1 sometimes. But usually at the store, they should have some for you. They usually have the 1 to 2 gigs in the store, so I'm sure that they can get you some. Yes.
The other question is, does it connect to Bluetooth via Bluetooth to the center?
No, it does not. It is not a Wi-Fi capable device, no.
What is the thickest thread this machine can handle?
On this one, I have gone all the way up to about a 12 weight and even a 12 weight sparkle. Anything heavier than that, and I'm throwing it in my serger.
Okay. Well, Mickey, that was it for our questions. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. A great demonstration, and hopefully look forward to seeing you again real soon. We're going to tell them how they can get it.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That was the Viking Topaz 50 today. Now, again, this is a really good machine. Look at the price, everybody. $33.49 for this, and you're getting a ton of technology built in. Again, that huge embroidery field of 8x14 is extremely big, and so you can do a lot of great things on there. And then what I really like about this machine too, it has that free arm you can use for sewing. So just a good overall great machine. Has tons of features that Mickey was bringing to y'all's attention. And again, we have that call-in special day. Plus, we have that free bundle, the $300 gift card with the purchase. Plus, you're going to get that $200 holiday bundle. We're going to do free shipping nationwide. So, guys, get on the phone right now. If you are interested in this, get on the phone and call them. And also, if you have an existing Viking or any machine, it doesn't matter what brand, something that you've been thinking about, you would love to be able to trade that machine in for this machine. We're also taking trade-ins for this today. So give them a call. If you've got a machine, tell them what you have. We'll see what the value we can get it for you, and we can get you fixed up with this. And, we might even have time we could work this out where you get it for Christmas, Kyle, if they trade it in. But if you got a trade-in, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about that. 800-401-8151 to do that. And I think that was a pretty good demonstration today that Mickey gave. What do y'all think? I thought Mickey did a fantastic job. And what do y'all think about the machine? I tell you, if you are a Viking sewer out there, y'all already know the quality. But if you've never had a Viking, don't be afraid of this machine, because I'm telling you what, Viking has it's a premier machine, great quality on all their machines. And we sell a ton of these things. We absolutely love them. So, all right, I think we're ready to give some stuff away. Y'all ready to win some stuff out there? We're going to give some stuff away today. So we're going to start out. We're going to do a $25 gift card from SMP. So all you have to do to win when you're watching our shows is just participate, ask questions, make comments in the chat, whether you're watching on X, Facebook, YouTube. What's the other ones? Twitter.
Twitch.
Well, that's X, isn't it?
Yeah,
Twitch.
Twitch.
So if you're watching from any of those platforms, you make comments, ask questions, Instagram, all those things, it comes up and you'll be entered to win. So, Andrew, spin that wheel. DB. DB won our $1. So DB, this is how you are going to claim your prize. You're going to go to smplive.tv. You're going to scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete, hit submit, and then in turn, we will email you back a gift card code that you can put in at the checkout when you purchase, and it'll take $25 off the purchase. That's simple. All right, next up, we're going to give a set of a world famous bags that we have. And these are all our shopping bags. They're the event bags that we have, a big bundle of 8 of them. There are 8 different colors, all have unique sewing or quilting sayings on the side of them. Pretty cool. The pack of them for $9 or $49 on our website, or you can get them for $9.99 each. We're going to give a lucky viewer one of these. So right now, Andrew, spin that wheel. May Simmons, watching today from Facebook. So congratulations, May. You just won yourself a set of bags. And so May, to claim that prize, go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of that page where it says claim my prize. Fill out all that information complete. Hit submit, and we'll get your bags shipped right out to you absolutely free. All right, next up, we're going to give away one of our world famous sewing mats. We're going to give away the Blueberry Extra Large. the blueberry extra large mat. So, Andrew, spin that wheel.
Say it.
Anna Marie Perfetto
Perfetto.
Freedom. Free me, maybe. Anna Marie, you won today. She's watching today from Facebook. So Anna Marie, how you're going to claim that prize, you're going to go to SMPLive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize. Fill out all the information complete. And then in the little note section there, just put XL Blueberry Sew Mat. And we'll get you a blueberry extra large sew mat sent right out to you absolutely free. All right, next up, we are going to give away one of the Brother P-Touch Bluetooth printers that hook to your smartphone. These make the little labels you want. These are awesome. The price is $130 for this. Plus, we're going to throw in, I think, if I remember correctly, it's eight different tape cartridges with it absolutely free as well. So this is a pretty good setup. And those cartridges, it's almost another $100 of $220 value, all of it. So it's a really nice setup. So anyway, Andrew, spin that wheel. Let's see who wins. Now, all you winners out there, y'all have 30 days to clean your prize, or Andrew's going to put it right back in the prize closet. Here we go. Arlene Bordeaux. So Arlene Bordeaux watching today from Facebook. Congratulations, Arlene. You just won. And how you're going to claim that prize, you're going to go to smplive.tv. You're going to scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information complete, hit submit, and once we get that in, we'll get you a P-Touch with all the tape sent right to your doorstep. Very simple. All right, everybody, that is our show today. Hope that everybody enjoyed it. Hope y'all really liked, Mickey. I thought she did a fantastic job. And again, if you're interested in that Topaz 50, if you want one of those machines, give us a call, ask about it. If you have something you want to trade in, if you have an older Viking or something, or any machine, doesn't matter what brand, and you want to give one of these a try, give us a call. We can tell you what we can give you for it in the trade and get you fixed up. But there's another shot of it right there. $33.49 is the price on that today. We do have a call-in special, financing available, and take advantage of that free $300 gift card with purchase and the $200 bundle. It is a great setup, and we got financing, free shipping. And what else can you say, Kyle? That's about it. All right, guys, thank y'all so much. Again, we won't have a show next Thursday, but Jane Klaus will be here on Christmas Eve on Tuesday next week doing her show. Make sure y'all tune in for that. It'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central. And make sure you catch Jane. She'll be here doing some sort of crafting as usual. And again, I hope that everybody has a great Merry Christmas. And we will see y'all in we're going to be back. Yeah, we're going to be back in the new year. So we'll see y'all in 2025. All right, y'all have a great weekend.